Is this like the one that you could tactically reload? Oh wait, that was the G4. Well, here it is. LG G3 Verizon / unlocked. Pick one. 32 gig metallic black C grade LCD blemish. Uh-oh. Oh, whoops. Well, here it is, the LG G3, and oh boy, I love having the carrier branded right on the top of the phone so you can always just stare at it. Now, this phone came out back in 2014, making it roughly 11 years old today, and for software updates, this thing got from Android 4.4.2 KitKat all the way up to 6.0 Marshmallow. Oh, shit. Okay, so like 10 minutes later, finally the thing's all cleaned up. Let's turn it on and take a look. Wait, how do I... Oh, okay, you know what, that's the power button, right? Yep, there it is. Well, there's the blemish they were talking about. It's not too bad. We can still take a look at the phone. Okay, so I just booted the phone for the first time, and Android is starting optimizing app 3 of 224. Okay, alright, see you in an hour. I'm out. Charge more before turning on? Are you kidding me? It died mid-optimization, so I gotta wait for this all over again? Okay, whatever. Look, I'm sorry for complaining so much, but this is probably the worst experience I've had just opening a smartphone out of the box. Whatever. It's a new day, I charged the phone up a bit, we should be good now. Keyword, should. So I'm in the setup wizard, right? And you'll never guess what happened. The phone is having another issue. Come on, man. This is like pathetic at this point. Alright, hard restart again, I guess. So yeah, that's another cool advantage of using these older phones. You can rip the back off and take the battery straight out of it. There's also a micro SD card port in there. I have no idea where the SIM card goes, but who cares at this point? I could have never guessed why LG stopped making phones. These are so good and issue-free. Okay, and please will it work? Oh, thank God, we can actually use the phone now. So I'm trying to connect to a Wi-Fi network on this phone, and the keyboard this Android skin has is actually really nice looking. I mean, this is Android 12 right here on this side, and this is Android 6 from 2015, so if this is how the entire Android skin is gonna look for, I think I'm gonna be a fan. Got another device. If you use another Android device, you can quickly copy your setup to this VS9854G. Oh, that's cool, but I don't think I have any other Android phones. Here's one of the most important things to me, being able to actually log in with a Google account, so fingers crossed this works. Please. Please, why does everything on this phone have to be so tedious? Just let me type it in. I am not even kidding you. With that keyboard, that took me 4 straight minutes of just pecking and trying to type it in, and it just keep closing, man. This is torture, okay? This phone is torture. Just please let me use it. No. 7 minutes trying to add a Google account. You know what? Okay, I just won't add it, okay? Moving on. Moving the fuck on. Oh my God. Oh my God, I can log in. Holy shit. Okay. Oh my God, all I had to do was hit the back button, and the go ahead button finally worked. We can finally move on. It's been like 10 minutes, please. Email accounts. Yeah, I'm not doing that shit again, okay? Nuh-uh. Okay, and are we finally done with setup? I think we are. Okay, here we go, the home screen. Okay, so my first impressions of this Android skin, I actually quite like it. It reminds me of like stock Android. So I'm trying to go to settings, and yeah, this happens every single time without fail. Now, I'm not sure if it's an issue with this phone just being old. Okay, yep, alright, it's unresponsive, great. Yeah, like I was saying, I'm not sure if it's an issue with this phone specifically or like with this software, but this is just like a really shitty experience. Absolutely nothing is working. Come on. What am I doing? Yeah, it has to be the software, because that bottom of the touchscreen, I'm moving the button over to this side and same exact issue. I'm glad you're dead, LG. I really am. You know what they say, 64th time's the charm. So, can we enter settings now? Is that gonna work? Oh, okay, yeah, hey! A basic function of the phone works now. I'm so happy. Okay, so we are running the latest version of the software, so I can't even blame it on, like, the phone being, like, outdated. This is just what the phone was meant to run, okay? This is LG's prime experience. Well, maybe my suffering will pay off. Let's try out some of the apps that came with this phone. First off, what's Quick Remote? Select a room at the top left, tap plus to add a remote. Okay. Oh, does this thing have like an IR blaster? Oh, it does! Oh shit, that'd actually be really cool. I hope this works. Okay, so I got an LG TV right here, so hopefully this will work. Let's take a look. Oh wow, oh wow, the TV's turning on. That actually does work. That's really cool. I do wish I had a phone with this feature back in the day, but I was always an iPhone kid. So far, it turns out this thing is a better TV remote than it is at being a phone, so maybe my opinion will change if we keep using this more. Let's take a look at something else. Okay, what about the camera on this thing? Okay, the selfie camera resolution looks kind of weird. How do I flip it around? So I'm reading through the help manual, and there's like absolutely nothing about how to flip the camera around. Either I'm really stupid or this is just terrible software design. Oh, also, the LG had a dual mode. I paid like, what, $1,000 for the feature on iPhone 17 Pro and I don't even use it. Really? I could have gotten it for free on this? So I'm doing some research and this actually isn't an isolated incident. This other poor phone user who bought the LG G3 Verizon version, apparently with the Marshmallow update, they just removed the option to switch to the rear camera. LG, you have outdone yourself with this software quality. It is fantastic. Okay, just time out for a second. Is it even worth continuing? Because this is just awful, okay? This phone is just awful. I've had a sudden change of heart. Let's continue. Okay, so maybe if the stock camera app isn't gonna work, we can download like a third-party one that'll work? Let's take a look. Oh, okay, server error. All right, well, ADB time. We just need to download this file right here. Save that. We gotta spam the build number a bunch, and we're a developer. All right, turn on USB debugging, and all right, where'd I leave that cable? Okay, there we go. This message right here reminds me of when I connected the Nexus 5 to this Mac, and honestly, what a big difference it is from the Nexus 5 to this phone. Wow, LG really shouldn't have been making their own phones, okay? Alright, so all we gotta do, ADB install, and let's drag our file we downloaded into that terminal window, and now we just gotta wait. And success! Hey, it's about time something worked on this phone. Okay, so let's try to just find any camera app that'll work. I found this open source camera app, but hopefully this will work fine. Contains ads, uh-oh. It should still be fine, right? And nope, that doesn't work either. Here's the same app on the S22 Ultra. You can flip around the camera just fine on this phone, but the LG, there's no flip around button, okay? You're just restricted to the front camera. Okay, well, I'm gonna start installing some social media apps, and I'm gonna, like, do a little prayer that at least one of these is gonna work, because my expectations are rock bottom, okay? They're below the earth, okay? They're volcanic right now. Oh, but certain apps that are too old, like Discord, you gotta sideload those. So I'm gonna sideload those, finish installing all these, and I'll cut back to when I'm ready to test all these apps. Okay, I'm back and I got a bunch of apps installed. So first off, let's take a look at TikTok on this thing. Okay, so I just logged in and all I gotta do is swipe up to start watching. So how well is this gonna work? Hello? It's not even playing any audio, it's just kind of stuck on this. Yeah, okay, this isn't working. Okay, what about TikTok Lite? Hopefully that'll work better, right? Oh yeah, this version of the app works way better, and oh, what the fuck? But yeah, like I was saying, this version of TikTok works just fine. You just gotta be a bit patient when going from reel to reel, because it can get kind of laggy, but aside from that, it does work. If you thought TikTok videos were bad, you're gonna be astounded with what reels show up on Facebook. Similar to TikTok, Facebook also works fine, but it is pretty laggy. Reels is also a similar experience. And what's up with all these AI flying away into like a thunderstorm videos? Whatever, I find them funny. Okay, next up, let's take a look at X. Twitter is actually a pretty good experience on this phone, and I mean, of course there's a stutter, but come on, what doesn't stutter on this thing? Oh, cool, the M5 MacBook Pros are coming out. That means the M4 ones are gonna reduce in price, and so will the M3. Maybe I can afford the M2 at that point. Okay, next up, let's take a look at Discord on this thing. Like every other app on this phone, it works fine, just with a bit of a stutter, but yeah, whatever. Let's just chat in the general chat of PlayStation. This guy likes Ghost of Yotei. I think I gotta give you my opinion on that. Ghost of Yotei sucks. It's a bad game where you only watch cutscenes. Play Fortnite instead. Nah, go play Battlefield 6, unless you broke. Oh, okay. I am not broke. I live in a mansion with 2 supermodel women. You jelly? Prove it. Actually, I don't have to. I'm that rich. I'm that rich. You probably don't even have a job. Wow, dude, okay, you gotta censor the J word, alright? That's a slur. Okay, and next up, let's take a look at YouTube. Oh, okay, yeah, like I expected, YouTube doesn't work anymore on Android Marshmallow, but there is another app we can use, NewPipe. Now, NewPipe is like a free and open source implementation of YouTube, and it actually works on Android devices all the way back to Android 5.0, and even before that, there's like custom versions for like even older versions, like Android 4. Let's take a look at how well I can play one of my videos. Oh, that was actually decently fast. And this was actually one of the first mobile phones to have a really high resolution display. This thing, it can display up until 1440p, which I don't really see it here, but we can try out 1080 and see how well it works. Everything else stutters on this phone, but YouTube is actually a really solid experience still. Or, I mean, at least NewPipe. You get what I mean. Okay, and next up, let's take a look at Reddit. Now, this is a client from 2022 before Reddit had that whole API meltdown thing, so I'm kind of surprised to see this still working. But yeah, this Reddit app is actually really smooth. There is barely any stuttering, which, again, that's pretty surprising for this phone being from 2014. Okay, what about Clash of Clans? That'll work fine on this, right? Update is available. Oh, you know what? Did they cut off support for Clash of Clans on Android 6? Okay, yeah, so I'm taking a look at the APK listings, and the last version for Android 5.0 was September 22nd, and the newest version for Android 7.0 was October 13th. So yeah, they killed everything for Android 6.0 and below. That sucks. Oh well, let's push this phone to the absolute limit and try out PUBG Mobile instead then. Yeah, I don't know if it's just me, but I have a feeling the Snapdragon 801 with 2 gigs of RAM isn't gonna perform so well in this game. Okay, so we're loaded into the lobby and oh wow, yeah, that is not a good quality. It looks like a PS1 model. Actually, speaking of PS1, look at the background. That's not even a 3D model. It's just like a jagged 2D texture. Ugh. Okay, so I just loaded in and immediately the game froze. Okay, wow. Oh, hey, actually, yeah, it is responding. Okay, this actually might work. Okay, I spoke too soon. Oh, there we go, and it crashed. Oh well, that's kind of what I expected. Okay, so last up, let's try out PPSSPP on this thing and see how well I can play some PSP games. The menu performs just fine, but the real intense situation is going to be when we actually load into a race. Oh, before we go into the race though, let's turn down all the settings to the lowest possible. But yeah, the lowest settings, PPSP runs just fine. It's holding steady at 60 frames a second, so PSP seems like something you can definitely play on this, but what if we push it just a bit higher? Alright, let's just tick that up to 2x and see how well that runs. Alright, so it's no longer holding steady at 60 frames a second, but it's like upper high 50s, so for the picture quality increase, I think it's worth it. But what if we push this thing to the absolute limit with 1440p? I mean, this does have a 1440p screen, right? I have a tiny feeling this isn't gonna work very well. Oh, it's not even hitting like 10 frames. Okay, yeah, this isn't gonna work. This thing cannot handle 1440p PSP gaming. So that about does it for today. That's the LG G3 in 2025, and honestly, this phone is fucking terrible, okay? This thing just sucks ass. Okay, so because of the software on this phone, I don't know if it's Verizon's fault or if it's LG's fault, but somebody messed up here, okay? You can't even take photos with the rear camera. I can't swipe down for the notification shade. Logging into the Google account took me 10 straight minutes. This is just awful, okay? I don't know whose fault it is, but you need to be fired, okay? Shit! And I like the Nexus 5, okay? The Nexus 5 is a good phone, but what is this shit? Okay, you really dropped the ball with this phone. Aside from the atrocious issues this phone has, the base performance, it's okay. I mean, it's decent for like most social media today, but again, I wouldn't really push it with any intensive games. I mean, you can't even play Clash of Clans on this thing anymore, so what games are you gonna play? Anyways, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments, what phones do you want to see next? And please spare me from any more LG phones, okay? I don't want to look at one of these things for another month at least. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.